everyone, thanks for coming back to the channel. It's Courtney, and I would love for you to go ahead and subscribe and like the video if you like it. And let's just jump into what we're going to talk about today. So I'm launching a new series called Small Business Weekend, and I will be posting on the weekends different small business advice that I have for people based on my years working in tech and e-commerce. And I have a lot of experience with kind of the less glamorous sides of running a business, like shipping and domain names and logistics and stuff like that. I worked in the domain name space for a domain registrar for about 5 years doing marketing, customer service, and content creation. It was great. And I worked in shipping for a shipping software for about 2 years. And I also have been working in the subscription box arena for the past year. And on top of that, I ran my own business on eBay for about 7 years, and I expanded into Depop, Etsy, and Poshmark. That is my background, and that's kind of like the view from which my advice comes from. So in my first video, I wanted to talk about my OG like tech world experience in domain names. So why do you need a domain name? I want to first start off with saying I don't think a domain name is as necessary as it used to be. It used to be like if you had an idea, you needed a domain name. If you didn't have a domain name, no one would find you. And now with Instagram being really popular and like TikTok and like social media and people just being able to grow their businesses on specific platforms, it's a lot easier to run your business without a domain name. That being said, one of the things that we run into on these platforms is that they change the rules, and then like all of a sudden something about the algorithm that was like pushing us up might push us down, and then like what if people can't find us? So I really strongly believe a domain name is still something that you need. Is it an absolutely need? I would say yes, but I know a lot of people say no. So why do you need a domain name? Well, it's easy to remember. Are you going to remember wix.com/user/name/store-2 blah, blah, blah? You know how it goes. No, you're going to remember myname.com or myname.store. There's a whole world of like new domains that are different extensions like .shop, .site, .web, .blog, anything you could ever imagine has like a whatever. So I definitely think a domain name that's easy to remember is going to help your customers find you. It's going to help you promote. It's going to be short. It's going to be snappy. It's going to be like something that you love, not just Instagram.com/username. And the reason why I thought of that first actually is because what inspired me to make this video was I saw someone launch a really cool project, and they were using a Wix site, which was a really long, hard to remember URL. And I just think in that scenario, it is way better to have the domain name. So that's kind of what made me want to talk about this topic in general. The second reason why you need a domain name, it protects your brand. So what if you come up with an idea today and you hit the ground running on Instagram, Facebook, Etsy, all the different platforms, you do really well, but you don't buy the domain name. Then say a month later or however long later, someone swoops in and buys the domain name. And either they're going to do something with it to kind of like make it seem like it's your brand or kind of take away clout from you, or they're going to try to sell it to you. And that, I hated that. That was like my number one pet, not a pet peeve, but it was one of the things I didn't like about working in domains was domaining, where people basically buy domains and then try to hold them and sell them back to the original. Anyway, it's a whole thing that you don't want to deal with. So even if you never intend to use the domain name that matches your business name, I would say it's really important to get it just in case, because you don't want someone to take it from you and use it for their idea or spoof and make it seem like they're you, or you don't want someone to buy it and then try to sell it to you. You want to avoid all that, avoid all of the headaches, and just buy the domain name. They start at typically $10 a year. So, it is a little bit of money, but that comes out to like less than $1 a month. And that's really just to protect your brand. And that brings me to my third reason why I think all businesses need a domain name. So on the internet, we tend to be really scattered, and a domain name gets all of your information in one place. So say you have a following on Facebook and Instagram, and you also sell things on Etsy, and like people are like, oh my God, where do I find this person? And if you have a website that people are aware of and that they can access, then they can just go there and be like, oh, okay, that's all the links are here. I can shop here. Like it's like a hub for your business, which I think is another really important reason why websites too are important. That's kind of a separate topic because websites are, I think, more about like branding and marketing. But building a website and having a domain name allows you to create an area of your for your business that is online that people will remember because it's short and it's snappy and it's cute and they're going to come back. They're not going to go to the long URL. They're going to remember where you are. So anyway, it just kind of gets all of your stuff in one spot. If you are selling online, it's basically like your virtual brick and mortar address that people know that they could go to. So I really hope this video was helpful to some of you. My advice at the end of the day is just buy that domain name, honey, and don't let it go. Remember to renew it as well, because sometimes what happens if you let it expire, then people also snap it up and then try to sell it back to you. So remember to put it on auto renew, because that's also a thing that happens. So I hope you found this video helpful. Go and buy that domain name, and I will see you next weekend with some more business advice that you didn't know that you needed. Thanks, and have a great day. And please subscribe.